Welcome to our December virtual luncheon of the Bastrop Chamber of Commerce, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. For those that are new with us today, my name is Becky Womble, and I'm the President and CEO of the Bastrop Chamber of Commerce. And on behalf of our board of directors and chamber staff, it's our honor to welcome you here to our last virtual luncheon for 2020. So we always like to kick off our luncheons appropriately, and that's with a prayer to give thanks for all of our many blessings here in Bastrop and Bastrop County. So today we brought back baby Ruth Bullock. She somehow got knocked off the call last month, so I ended up having to pitch hit and do the prayer last month. But she's a great volunteer in our community, and we're so blessed to have someone like this in our community. So I want to welcome baby Ruth. She's the other half of my AM team. Whenever disasters hit, we work the hotlines together. So baby Ruth, turn it over to you to give our blessing today.
All right. Lord of all creations, we come today to bow our heads and open this meeting in prayer. Grant us, we pray, unity in our homes, our businesses, our community, our state, our nation, and our world. Empower us to play our part in creation that unity in our individual lives and our public and professional service. And as we further the aims of this chamber towards the growth of our community in this wonderful city of Bastrop. We ask that you bless our speakers and all those who are assembled here today. We ask that your wisdom will guide us as we seek to accomplish the goals on today's agenda. Thank you for the opportunities you give us to serve you and to serve others. We also ask for your protection and blessing of our brave men and women of all professions working on the front line far and near. We pray for calm and commit to work together to bring a better tomorrow. May our actions and our attitude please you this day. We pray these things in your mighty name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, my friend. Good to see you. So we could not do these monthly luncheons without amazing sponsors. And so the December luncheon was not on our calendar of events for this year, but since so many other events were canceled and we wanted the opportunity to stay engaged and connected with our membership, we decided to do a December lunch. And it also gave us the opportunity to kind of catch up on our programming that was canceled in the spring. So we are very fortunate to have someone like Frontier Bank step up and be willing to sponsor this event today. So I want to thank Wanda Rucker. She is the Senior Vice President and the Bastrop Market Manager for Frontier Bank here locally. We kicked off our 2020 tier dues system in January, and they stepped up and immediately became an advocator investor. And with that investment came some sponsorship credits that she thought she was going to use towards events like our Spring into Summer Soiree, which is part of our We Believe in BIC initiative, or Patriotic Festival, or banquet tickets. And so instead she converted those sponsorship credits to sponsoring this lunch today. So we want to thank Wanda Rucker and her team over at Frontier Bank and tell them how much we appreciate them for their sponsorship of this lunch today. So if you see Wanda out and about, please give her a high five and tell her thank you for her sponsorship and support of the chamber. But I want to mention all of our sponsors this year. When we confirmed all of our sponsorships in the fall of last year, they had no idea that most of those sponsorships would become virtual luncheons. So I want to recognize all these individuals. So if you'll give me just a moment, it's Aqua Water, Roscoe State Bank, Road Runner Radiology, Remax Bastrop Area, Lads Gold Exchange, Craig's Jewelry, Syntex Mechanical, Farmers Insurance, Scotty Saunders, the Red, White, and Blue Veterans Committee, Blue Bonnet Electric, Greater Texas Credit Union, and of course, Frontier Bank. Thank you, team. We appreciate you so very, very much. So we are excited to announce that since our last luncheon, we've had 7 new members join our chamber family. And like I say, ever since we started these chamber lunches, normally I'd say, please refer to the PowerPoint slide. but I can't do that today. So I'm going to ask you to please go to our homepage, scroll down just a little bit, see those new members. And remember, especially with 3 weeks and 2 days left till Christmas, or 23 days, it's more important than ever to shop our website, shop your fellow chamber members, and shop local. So I'm extremely excited that Megan is fully on board with us now, and she's going to be able to bring in even more members than I was able to do the last 6 months doing 2 jobs. So we appreciate her being on board, and we look forward to welcoming lots of new members in 2021. So anyways, one of the things that we do every single month is our BISD Spotlight. So today we have with us our very own Bastrop Independent School District Associate Superintendent of Communications and Community Relations, Dr. Christy Lee. And so we want to welcome her. And Christy, parents are extremely excited that we are in school after Thanksgiving, because the last time we took a break, we never came back. And I think people were fearful that they were going to be homeschooling kids again. So we are so glad you're in session.
Absolutely, and we are too. I mean, that was the goal, and that was part of the reason why we were messaging, before Thanksgiving, for people to continue, some safe practices, because we wanted kids to come back, we wanted teachers to come back, and of course, just like every community, we have positives and exposures and symptoms, but we're managing it and we're dealing with it, and it's really a tribute to the teachers and principals who are there in the trenches, and our parents and kids who are doing a good job. So we thank everybody for their support, and we're glad to be in school too.
Well, I'll tell you the
so I'm happy
messaging.
Do you want me to go ahead and introduce my colleagues?
Yeah, I don't want to tell you that the messaging that you did prior to Thanksgiving, the mask up with all the superintendents from the county, was amazing. That was very inventive. We really liked that, enjoyed it.
Awesome. They were troopers. We appreciated those superintendents making themselves available for us.
Yeah. So.
Yes, keep going.
I'll turn it over to you. You can make your introductions.
So I'm so excited to have 2 of my very esteemed colleagues today. We have Amanda Brantley, who is the Director of College, Career, and Military Readiness, and Dr. Stephen Hinn, who is the Coordinator of Career and Technical Education. And these folks are, most responsible for ensuring that our kids have pathways for when they leave us in Bastrop ISD with their high school diploma, that they are ready and have options, whether they're going to go to a college or university or go straight into the workforce, or enlist in our armed forces. These are the 2 that make it all happen and work with our teachers. And so they're going to share some exciting news today, and I look forward to what they're going to share with all of you. So please welcome Amanda and Dr. Hinn.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. So as Dr. Lee said, I'm Amanda Brantley, and we are here today to share a couple of exciting things that we have going. The first is our manufacturing academy that we're gearing up for. So it lends itself both to the college and career aspect of the opportunities we're trying to create for our students. In that it is a workforce credential. It's a certified production technologist that also allows the students to earn a level 1 certificate from ACC, which then fully stacks into an associate's degree if that's the route they decide to go. And we're really excited about that. So this is a program that we hope to begin in the fall of 21. It will be housed out of Cedar Creek High School. Right now, Bastrop High School also has a career academy in automotive technology. So we'll have an academy at each high school once we get this rolling. So students will actually attend classes at the Highland campus for ACC, and they'll get basically half of their associates under their belt at no cost to the student, which is really exciting. So we're currently recruiting for that. We know that there is a lot of manufacturing already in our area, and we're hopeful that more comes in. We know Tesla's coming in right down the road, and we hope to be able to meet some of that supply demand as that comes along as well. So that's just one of the things we're working on and very excited about. One of the great things within the Career Academy is that students will have a mentor assigned to them, but we're trying to expand that out to all areas of our CTE programming, and Dr. Hinn's going to speak a little more to that now.
Thanks, Amanda. Yeah, we're incredibly excited about what the mentoring opportunities offer to our students. We know from research, we know from experience that having a mentor is a huge indicator or a huge piece of the pie when it comes to student success after high school. And what we've done then is we've looked into and we've actually developed a virtual mentoring program that sits inside of our overall goal of giving students as much workplace experience as possible while they're in high school, so that when they leave high school, they can be fully prepared for success in their post-high school lives. Because the current situation with COVID does prevent a lot of the in-person workplace experiences like internships or job shadows or actual jobs, they're limited now because of COVID. Because of that, we're launching an innovative and brand new virtual mentoring program this coming spring semester. It'll be around mid-January that we begin. It's a 16-week program that we're looking to develop. We've partnered with a phenomenal company called CareerCraft. They are an Austin-based company that has expertise in building relationships between school districts and the business communities around them. And what that does for us is it gives us an avenue to reach out to you guys as the business community to say, hey, we want you to be a part of the conversation with our students. We know the value that you bring with your expertise, with your wisdom, and with your experience to the students' own experiences themselves. And what we also know about mentorships is that they add relevance and value to the experience that students are having right now in school. They start to see, students, when they have strong mentors, start to see the value of the learning they're doing now. They also start to see clearer paths to the planning of their lives after high school. And so we're launching this program. We're recruiting for mentors now, and we have a handful of mentor recruitment informational meetings coming up in the coming weeks. I think we have about 6 or 7 of those scheduled. If you have questions about that, you can certainly reach out to the chamber, or you can reach out to Amanda or myself or Christy in Bastrop. We're really excited to have this opportunity available to our students. And we had a series of informational meetings for our students just yesterday. I was a part of them. We met during every class period of the day, and the response was really positive. We had lots of energy coming from the students. The teachers said that the students were really excited about it. And we're going to know more and more moving down the line which students are excited and which specific industries we're looking for mentors from. But right now, we know that we have such a diverse series of pathways for our students throughout our programming in Bastrop that we're expecting to really need people from across the spectrum when it comes to those mentoring experiences. We're excited about this. Can't wait for it to begin. Amanda, anything that you'd like to add about this mentoring experience?
No, I think, Steve, that does it a lot of justice. You did mention that, you know, we are looking for the people from across the spectrum. So if you're wondering if you might be a match for this, the answer is probably yes. So regardless of what industry sector you're in, we likely have students that have an interest, and we would be able to match you. So if you're interested, please reach out. If you know anyone else that may be interested, please reach out as well. I know health science is one area that we're looking specifically for, but I think anyone would be of value to the program. So we appreciate your thinking about it, and we hope that you're interested, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Cool. And the last thing that I would mention is that, yes, this is something we're developing amidst COVID. You know, virtual mentoring is important because those in-person experiences aren't happening right now, but it's also a program that we are looking to not just be a stopgap. We're looking to expand this and develop it over the coming years. So if for some reason it's not something you can jump into right now, please know that as we get back into in-person learning more and more, or hopefully by the beginning of next year, fully in person, we're going to be looking for those mentorship opportunities to expand and develop and grow. And so we look forward to this being a feature of our programming from here far into the future.
Chamber members, I know that you guys can think back and remember somebody that was probably influential in your life and you didn't even know to call them a mentor, and maybe even propelled you into the career that you're in today. So, you know, if you've got, I mean, this stuff is virtual right now. I mean, it couldn't be easier. We have Chris White, our communications director, as part of this program right now, working through the chamber and volunteering his time to help. So guys, it doesn't take a lot of time to really make an impact in a young person's life. So please consider contacting Christy Lee or Amanda or Stephen and getting involved, because it is our future workforce that we're developing in our future generation. So anyways, guys, thank you for being with us today, and blessings for what you're doing. So we'll see you soon. Okay, who got an email today about our announcement about our big new event? Hopefully you guys are signing up online for our golf tournament and our bash and boil. I've already had several emails. In fact, about a third of our whole sponsorships are already spoken for just this morning. So we're super stoked about that. This, like I said, last month we announced that we had to make the difficult decision to cancel our annual banquet just due to COVID restrictions and the number of people that we usually bring to the convention center for our event. So the annual banquet is one of 2 fundraisers for the chamber every year. So obviously we had to come up with some alternate type of event to raise the same kind of funding. And so we decided to do a golf tournament out at Cola Vista Golf Course, and then a shrimp boil that's going to span several hours. So you can come and go as you want, because there's no really sit down program plan for this. So we hope you will participate in it. We have limited tickets so that we can abide by the governor's orders as far as the number of people we can have out Cola Vista. But we just felt like after scrambling through 2020, we were going to tee off 2021 right. So get on that email, register for your tickets, register for your team. There's sponsorships of all levels available, and we would appreciate your support. So anyways, hopefully you're looking forward to that. So on to our program. So this program, I think, was initially scheduled for November, but as we kind of were scrambling to reorganize our programming, we kind of pushed this one out, and so it made sense for us to have this December luncheon. So we are so proud to welcome Ayla Landry with Lone Star Circle of Care, and to talk about Family Connects. So we are so blessed to have some of these programs here in Bastrop and Bastrop County. We're the new frontier of Central Texas, and so the services that are being brought to our community have just expanded. And so we are so excited to hear about this program today. And I think she's got another introduction she wants to make. So we'll turn it over to you.
I do. Excellent. So my name is Ayla Landry, and I work with Lone Star Circle of Care. I'm the community health manager there, which means that I am honored and privileged to be able to do a lot of work with the community and the types of services that Lone Star Circle of Care offers that reach outside the clinic walls. And Lone Star Circle of Care is the implementing organization for the program I'm going to talk to you about today, which is really more of a community benefit than it is a program, because Family Connects is a program that's offered for all families with newborns in Bastrop County. So Lone Star Circle of Care is the clinical arm of that. The home visits are done by registered nurses. And then the administrative and financial arm of the program goes through Bastrop County Cares with Debbie Brissett, who I believe you guys had met at the August luncheon when they did their presentation. But Debbie, if you want to say a quick hello, and then I'll do my, share my screen and some slides that I have.
Okay, thanks, Ayla. Hi, everybody. Debbie Brissett with Bastrop County Cares. I'm thrilled to be here and to really just to be part of this conversation. We took St. David's Foundation, invested in 18 of our community leaders to go to Durham, North Carolina, 4 years ago, and to really understand the program called Family Connects. It's an evidence-based practice. And over 15 years of being in practice in Durham, North Carolina, they have cut their child abuse rates by almost 45%. So this is a big deal for our community. And I echo Ayla. This is not a program. This is about community change and how we really take care of all of our children in Bastrop County universally and make sure they're ready to learn, start school ready to learn, and be successful in life, which is what the chamber's all about, right? I'm muting myself now.
Okay. All right. I'm going to start my slides and put this in slideshow mode. So I'm assuming you can see me now. Can I get a thumbs up so you can see those slides? All right. There we go. Okay. So Family Connects, it's a national program, international program actually. Bastrop County is one of 5 different programs in 5 different counties that has Family Connects in the state of Texas, and that number is increasing rapidly due to the amazing results and outcomes that you're going to hear about. So Bastrop County, right, we're a rural county. We have about 1,100 births a year. However, we don't have a delivery hospital, so those births do not happen in our county. They happen in the surrounding counties, mostly in Travis County. I think about 90% of them occur in Travis County. And that also means with limited health care, we have limited obstetrician, OBGYN providers, and limited pediatric providers. And if there is, heaven forbid, a specialty needed, whether that be postpartum depression and anxiety and some mental health supports needed, or there be special needs for the mother or the baby during the prenatal period or afterwards, those resources are often limited too, and put a lot of stress on families to access those resources. We also have found that there's limited quality child care access, which impacts our businesses as well as our families and children and their development and so many things. That's a whole nother presentation we could have. And then, like Debbie had mentioned, unfortunately, Bastrop County has a high rate of child abuse and neglect investigations compared to surrounding counties. And so this is part of the reason why Family Connects was selected as a program to be implemented here in the county for all families and all babies. It's an evidence-based program, home visiting. That's me in the middle with my husband and my little girl, Liliana. She's now 2 years old, but I was lucky enough to have a home visit myself. And I can tell you personally, as a mother and a parent with my first baby there in the picture, it was such a blessing to have somebody knowledgeable and kind and approachable come to me where I was at when I was adapting and learning. It seems like so much to have a new little person that you get to take home from the hospital, and I'm responsible to do this, to do what? There's so many questions. Is this normal? Should I go to the ER, or do I just call my mom? What do I do? And having a Family Connects nurse really made a difference for me as a mom, but not just for me. It's an evidence-based program. So what is the program? What is the model? We're talking about it now. It's universal. It means all families are eligible. If they're a resident of Bastrop County and you have a newborn, you can have a Family Connects visit, period. There's no other eligibility criteria, no income, no other background that's looked into. And the visit occurs when you bring the baby home. So that's between 3 to 12 weeks, hopefully closer to 3 weeks, and there wasn't any time in the NICU or extended circumstances, but that does happen, and those parents need support too. And so we do up to 3 visits where the registered nurse makes those visits, and she goes to the family's home. Now in COVID times, we do have virtual visits available, as well as telephone visits, up to the parent to decide which really is going to work best for them and their broadband and their home setup and hands available to do the visit. And that seems to actually be really successful. We've had no dip in visit participation despite COVID and the need to switch to virtual, which has been amazing and also shows the value that we're providing with families. But we do through up to 3 visits, and it's at no cost to the family. We don't want there to be a cost barrier. This is something that we know is beneficial for the families, and so it should be eligible for all babies, all mothers, all fathers, all caregivers. Here's our Bastrop team. You've got Karina there in the blazer, and she is our bilingual home visiting nurse. She speaks English and Spanish. And then myself there, I'm the community health manager. Like I said, I do a lot of the work out in the community, connecting with other providers and other people that are serving young families and making sure that we're aligned with what's going on in our community and the needs, as well as the interests and assets going on. And then we've got Celeste Wadlow. She's our lead home visiting nurse there in her beautiful red top. And she's kind of the mama bear and mama hen of the group, and make sure that we're all staying in line and doing the program at the highest quality possible. And then she's also there to listen when we're like trying to figure out this new COVID stuff or whatever the things are. And she's just as approachable to families, and we hear that in feedback all the time. And then we have Lucy Gera there, who's our program specialist, who's really the glue and does everything from calling and scheduling to double checking, making sure that we have everything ready for visits, as well as connecting with moms after the visit to do a satisfaction call, as well as did you get a hold of that WIC benefit specialist? Did you get connected? And double check to make sure any referrals or connections that were made during the visit actually occurred. And if not, give the mom the information again. And our Early Childhood Coalition here in Bastrop that Bastrop County Cares also helps to lead is our Community Advisory Board. We want to make sure that we are grounded in what's going on in the community, as well as when we see families and we are learning what's going on with young families, that we're taking that really valuable information and bringing it back to the community and back to the Early Childhood Coalition. So that way we can talk with all the people making a difference in children's and families' lives to make the changes that were identified and work together and make that collective change. And that has been incredible. And Bastrop County is doing some amazing work with the Early Childhood Coalition, and we're really proud to be a part of that and to be able to share what we're learning in such a responsive environment. So I mentioned it's evidence-based. What exactly does that mean? Well, in Durham, North Carolina, that's where Duke University is, they did 2 randomized control trials, which you hardly ever get for this type of work. Those are really, really rigorous type of research where you have all kinds of controls and measures and calculations done to assure that every variable is taken into account. So they did 2 randomized control trials and 1 quasi-experimental trial as well. And because of their outcomes that I'm about to share, it was recognized by the Health Resource and McPhee, that's maternal, infant, early childhood home visiting programs as an evidence-based model. It was vetted at a federal level for the outcomes that were seen from this rigorous research. They found that every single family, 94% of families, needed something when they did a visit. That's why universal approach is really important. Babies don't come with a manual. I don't know how many of you on this call are parents or grandparents or aunts or uncles, but surely all of us are sons and daughters and understand that kids don't come with a manual. And so everybody needed some sort of support, whether that was informational or material. And the Family Connects nurses are able to do that. They connect them, give the mom information, give the mom some material resources, as well as connect them with other resources in the community to get off to the right start. They also found that reduced emergency care use by 50% for that whole first year of the baby's life, and up to 37% through 2 years of life. So you can imagine from maybe just 1 visit up to 3 visits with a nurse between 3 to 12 weeks, you get a 37% decrease in ER visits. That's a high return on investment. That's really, really strong outcomes that I think we can all get behind. And then not just ER, right? We also want to make sure that our kids are safe. And even though a CPS investigation is a pretty low bar of safety, it is a data point that we can look at that is a reliable and accessible data point. And they found that the 1 to 3 visits with a Family Connects nurse, this Family Connects program reduced CPS investigations by 39% out to 5 years of life for that child. That 5 years, that's once after 5 years, right? Then they're in the school. Then we've got a lot more eyes, a lot more people touching and part of these kids' lives on an everyday basis. This is incredible. This is really an incredible outcome. And there's even more. There's not just those hard data points, but also some from interviews they had with parents. They had more connections to community resources, more mothers reporting positive parenting behaviors. There are higher quality parenting behavior, not just reported, self-reported, but actually visualized and seen higher better parenting behaviors, and higher quality and safer home environments, and higher quality childcare selection, and less maternal reported anxieties. That's I can bet. I think I fell in that category too. I think my parenting behaviors were better because I had these connections with these amazing Family Connects nurses, and I know that my anxiety was lower because I had somebody I could call. I knew that if I had a question, I could reach out to those nurses. And I did forget to mention when I introduced the team earlier that both of the nurses are lactation specialists. So when moms are trying to figure out breastfeeding, which is a new skill for mom and a new skill for baby, if they choose to go that route, you know, sometimes you need some time and some support, and what do I do? You know, it's a new thing to figure out. And both of our nurses are lactation specialists and going for their licensing exam this year, which is really exciting. So that support is really beneficial as well. So that's from the Durham study. All of those results are from the Durham study, and that's an ongoing study. So let's get here to Bastrop. What's locally, what are our families, what are our parents saying? And you can see from these quotes here that the information about, just a lot of information about babies. We've got questions. How do I put my baby to bed? How do I feed my baby? You know, questions. They like the nurse. She was nice. She was sweet. And they helped her get your breast pump going. And they handled my baby well. You know, you have somebody come to these were from quotes from when we were still going into the home. When you have somebody coming into your home and holding your brand new baby, to have somebody said they handled my baby really well. We love hearing that. Also educated you on what benefits you qualified for. We do know that in our county, there are a lot more people eligible for benefits than those that are receiving them. So it's great to have somebody who's knowledgeable and can get you connected to make sure that you're getting all the support you have available to you right from the get-go. They also, you know, after a C-section, that's one example, but even just a baby in general, you know, I think the organization of a diaper bag should probably be like a final exam or something, because the organizational skills you have to get as a new mom to make sure you have all the things in the bag. You got the car seat, is it in there correctly? Is the baby in there correctly? They're so tiny. All of that to just get out of the house is a lot. And so to have a nurse come to you when you're adjusting all those things and you may or may not be sleeping well, it was really a benefit. And really easygoing and someone that's approachable that comes to you. So the only negative feedback we've ever had has been, wow, it was really long. I wish it was a little bit shorter. And we've adjusted that. We've taken that into account and made sure that we're asking families, especially now that we're virtual, do you need a break? Should we call you back later? Do we need to reschedule? And we're very flexible. We're meeting moms and dads and families where they're at. So we are at the Chamber of Commerce meeting, so we're going to talk business here for a minute. And I want to remind everybody, if you weren't thinking it already, that good for babies is good for business. You've got healthier babies, right? Less ER visits. You've got more equipped families. They're connected to resources. They're having less anxiety. They're doing better job parenting. You've got less anxious parents, less anxious mothers. What does that mean in terms of your business? That means you've got more satisfied employees when you're going back to work after having your baby, or when you're trying to transition to just the new responsibilities you have at home and still trying to work. You've got better satisfaction for your employees when you've got healthier babies and more equipped parents at home. You also have less days missed at work. I know that I was trying to figure out what exactly is the right statistic to share for that number of days missed for parents missing work to take care of their kids. And of all the different resources I was looking at, it seemed like 3 or 4 days every 6 months. That was more national and state kind of numbers. I didn't find local, but it seemed like that was about the amount of time that working parents had to take to manage children because of unreliable child care or child illness. And so if you've got parents that are having better parenting, choosing better quality child care, and have healthier babies, then that's less time missed and more employees being able to stay at work and be happy at work. So we've seen nearly 400 babies, 400 families. Actually, there's been some twins in there, so more than 400 babies. But we've served nearly 400 families, and we're still counting. And as you can see, I had, shamelessly put in another picture of me and my baby here in the presentation. But Liliana was a trooper, and you can see they did a full assessment on the baby, head to toe, check how's baby doing. On mom, check me, how am I doing? And then connect me to resources and assessed knowledge and my environment and all of the things. It's very, very, very thorough and so supportive. So what can you do? What can your business do to help make sure that we're doing the best by all the families in our community? And I think I'm open to ideas. Please share any and all ideas you have with me, but I think the most concrete things that we can all do is when an employee is requesting leave for the arrival of a newborn, incorporate this Family Connects referral into your human resources process. How do you make sure that when someone's requesting leave, you're making this referral or you're helping them to make this referral, so that way every family gets this visit when their baby comes home? So the next step for that would be to contact me and connect me with your human resources department. My email is there and it will be on the next slide as well. And then also join the Early Childhood Coalition. And if there's somebody from your organization that can attend that meeting, that's a great meeting to stay up to date on the needs of families and working parents in our community. So with that, I want to leave a little bit of time for questions, if there is time for questions in the chat or not, but that's what Family Connects is, and we're really happy to be here, honored to be a part of this community and to be able to serve every single family who brings home a newborn to make a healthier future for us and a healthier community. Debbie, did you have anything to add?
I did. We did research for Bastrop County. Kathy Doggett provided that research, and on the state of young children in Bastrop County. And we know that with all these new moms that we have and new babies coming in, that and it's so hard to find resources, and they don't come with their own little training manuals. And so we really are, the research is available and I can send it out to anyone who's interested in early childhood. We had a great and robust discussion yesterday with the Workforce Board and CCMS about the potential of expanding more care for our community workers. Because I know that that is of grave concern to families, and it's a grave concern to families, and it's going to be a grave concern to businesses. And I think that's about it. You did a great job, Isla. This is a universal program. It doesn't matter how much money you make. The only requirement is having a baby. So.
And actually, if you were pregnant and for some reason you were not able to bring your baby home, both mother and baby are considered clients. And so if you are separated from your baby or your baby wasn't able to make it home, that parent is still eligible for a visit, and that baby, wherever the baby goes, is also eligible for a visit. So whoever the caregiver is, and whether you're able to bring your baby home or not, if you need a visit after birth, we're here for you.
Well, this was awesome information, and this is a great service that you're offering to our community. It's been a couple decades since I had a little one, but after having two 10-pound baby boys, I had C-sections and was very fortunate my first visit to the hospital, and the fact that I had a very close friend from high school who ended up being my lactation nurse in the hospital and coached me through those first early days of nursing. And if I hadn't had that experience, then I probably would never made it with the second one nursing, because he was not picking it up. Anyways, but it is so important. And you're right, it saves employers with staff away from the office and employees time away from the office. So this is a huge service. And so thank you for being with us today. I'm so glad we got to make up this luncheon program today, and we appreciate you both being with us. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I look forward to connecting.
Yes, awesome. So, oh wait, one more thing before I let you guys go. So either Isla or Debbie, we need a number between 1 and 41, because we are giving $50 away every single virtual lunch to entice and encourage people to come and listen to our programming. So I need you to pick a number so that I can give $50 away today, if somebody's still on the call, because if they're not on the call, then they don't win. So
Debbie, how about you pick the first digit and I'll pick the second one?
Oh, so we got a 2-digit number, so okay, that cuts out the first 9 on the list. Okay.
1.
7.
Okay. All right, so we're going to look and see if number 17 is still on the call. and they will win $50. And so anyways, thank you again, ladies, for being with us today. Have a great afternoon.
Y'all too.
Okay, I want to make a few announcements and then we'll give away our member-only drawing. First, please go to our website. We have a countywide pajama day that we are promoting to bring awareness to CASA. At this time of year, they're needing pajamas and items of comfort for children that are removed from homes. So don't want to go into a lot of detail here, but if you look at our website, there's information out there, and we're just encouraging a countywide pajama day on Friday, December 4th. So go to our website, look for that information. Also, you know, it's been a rough year for everybody. So, you know, some of the statistics that I'm reading, there are concerns about the physical, emotional, sexual abuse that's happening with children and women because they are isolated, and there's been a lot of anxiety around 2020. So we are ending our educational programming for this year with a webinar that we're calling You're Not Alone, addressing the collective anxiety of 2020. So it's on December 10th at 8:30. We do need you to pre-register if you want to be involved in that. NABI of Central Texas is doing that. And if you didn't attend our webinar in May that they did, it was absolutely fantastic. I know it's not hard to bring me to tears, but I was boo-hooing through it. You know, talking about some of the techniques that you can use to get through the anxiety and everything that we've endured during 2020. And at this time when we're longing for social connection, yet we're promoting physical distancing, I just thought this was a great topic, and so we're so excited to have them on the 10th. So please sign up for that so we can usher 2020 out the door and welcome in 2021 with a strong footing mentally and physically. So please sign up for that. Also, we are so stoked. We're working on our programming schedule for 2021. Just this morning, I confirmed that we have our brand new Senator Sarah Eckhart as our program on Wednesday, January 6th. So she's brand new in her office. This is going to be her first legislative session. This is an opportunity to introduce her to Bastrop and Bastrop County. So we are super excited that we were able to confirm that today. So you'll want to sign up for next month's luncheon because we will get all the insight on, you know, what her plans are and everything for the legislative session that starts in February. So please register early for that. Last thing is, I guess, our member-only drawing. So number 17 is Justine with Heritage, our Family Heritage. She just joined. She's one of our brand new members. So excited for Justine. We'll be writing you a check today for $50. So welcome to the chamber. You just got a part of your membership investment returned just by attending a lunch today. So welcome. Anyways, guys, it's been a difficult year. I hope you feel like your chamber's been here for you as a source of information as well as a source of support. We're very gracious for your support of your chamber. We have ended the year on a very strong foot, and we are extremely excited about welcoming 2021. So meanwhile, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we look forward to seeing you in the new year, and we hope you have a great afternoon, and thank you for tuning in today. Goodbye.